AI won't fail you. You'll fail by handing it the wrong things. By 2030, the problem won't be what AI can do. It'll be what leaders decided not to do anymore. So let's talk about this risk. AI is going to outperform humans in a lot of areas. That part isn't controversial anymore. What is controversial is the quiet assumption that accountability transfers with capability. It doesn't. AI increases speed, scale, and surface area. Decisions get faster. Systems get smoother. But accountability isn't keeping pace. Delegation feels efficient right up until it isn't. Because tools don't carry consequences. People do. So when I talk about the skills of 2030, I'm not talking about what survives automation. I'm talking about what we cannot afford to outsource. Skill 1, judgment. The first skill AI cannot replace is judgment, not decision making. AI absolutely excels at that. But judgment. AI optimizes within known parameters. Judgment operates when information is incomplete. Judgment decides when not to act, when to slow down, when to question the output. It recognizes context, timing, and most importantly, second-order effects. Judgment is choosing when not to follow the recommendation. As tools get better, judgment matters more, not less. And leaders who stop practicing it don't just lose it, they give it away. Now let's talk about skill 2, moral courage. By moral courage, I mean the willingness to absorb personal risk to prevent harm to others, even when speed and success are rewarded. AI has no reputation to protect, no career to risk, no conscience to wrestle with. It doesn't feel pressure. It doesn't absorb blame. It doesn't stand alone in hard moments. AI removes felt responsibility. Moral courage shows up when speed is rewarded, but restraint is needed. You could move faster. You could comply. You could hide behind processes. You could hide behind tools, but you choose not to. AI can suggest the fastest path. Courage decides whether we should take it. Every system eventually pressures leaders to move faster than wisdom allows. Courage is what resists that pressure. Courage is not speed. It's restraint when restraint costs you. Which brings me to skill 3, interpretation. AI is very good at generating answers. It is terrible at explaining what those answers mean. Outputs are not understanding. Data does not explain impact. It's interpretation, skill number 3, that connects signals, context, and consequence. Leaders translate complexity into meaning others can act on. Our job isn't to outwork AI. It's to outframe it, to decide what matters, what doesn't, and what we're willing to accept as the cost of a decision. Data answers questions. Interpretation explains what the answer costs. When interpretation disappears, organizations still move, but they don't know why. That's when drift begins. Movement away from purpose. Skill 4, accountability. Accountability is the one skill that doesn't scale. And it doesn't transfer. AI can execute. It cannot answer for the consequences. As systems get larger and faster, accountability doesn't spread out. It concentrates. Decisions may be distributed. Execution may be automated. But responsibility always moves upward. Regulators don't question algorithms. Boards don't hold models accountable. Stakeholders don't blame systems. They ask, who approved it? Who allowed it? Who owned the outcome? Leaders are still the named owner. That's why accountability doesn't scale. It concentrates. And the more decisions we automate, the clearer ownership has to become. Because if accountability isn't explicit, failure doesn't disappear. Failure becomes anonymous. And anonymous failure is how organizations repeat the same mistakes without ever correcting course. Skill 5, presence. Presence isn't about charisma. It's about showing up when systems fail. Presence under pressure builds trust because presence absorbs uncertainty instead of deflecting it. Leaders are watched most closely in moments of friction. AI removes friction. Presence absorbs it. AI is designed to reduce delay, eliminate effort, smooth processes, optimize flows. That's its promise. But presence doesn't eliminate friction. It holds it so others don't have to. That's the difference between leadership and delegation. Experienced leaders know friction isn't always a bug. Sometimes it's a signal. It's where assumptions surface. It's where weak judgment gets exposed. It's where consequences become visible before they become irreversible. When AI removes friction too early, decisions get faster, but thinking gets thinner. And accountability, well, it blurs. Presence means staying with discomfort, not rushing to close the loop, not outsourcing tension to a system. It means slowing decisions when needed, asking the second question, holding space for uncertainty long enough for better judgment to emerge. Presence protects the organization from false certainty. People don't remember KPIs and dashboards in a crisis. They remember who stood there with them. This brings us to one final thing that AI cannot do. And some of you may have already sensed it. Leadership itself. These 5 skills aren't separate from leadership. They're expressions of it. Judgment, moral courage, interpretation, accountability, and presence. Leadership is how those show up in real time, under pressure, when certainty is unavailable. Leadership is how we guide ourselves, our families, our teams, and our organizations through moments that don't come with clear answers. It's knowing our connection to purpose and continuing to move toward it, even when the path isn't obvious. Leadership is the disciplined practice of creating clarity, direction, and trust so people can make good decisions and move forward together when the data is incomplete and the stakes are high. Leadership is not a title. Authority can grant compliance. Leadership earns commitment. That difference shows up under pressure. When conditions are unclear, leadership becomes visible. Leadership is about judgment, not control. Good leaders don't make every decision. They improve the quality of decisions around them. Leadership is relational. Trust, credibility, and consistency matter more than charisma. And leadership is forward-leaning. It's about what happens next, not defending what already exists. At its core, leadership is taking responsibility for outcomes by influencing people, culture, and decisions toward a shared purpose without relying on authority alone. Leadership isn't proven when answers are obvious. It's revealed when clarity is scarce and you still choose to act with purpose, with courage, and with care for the people who follow. So here's the part most people skip. What happens if we forget these skills? Well, we get faster decisions and thinner thinking. Accountability blurs and responsibility becomes hidden. Everyone touched the process. No one owns the outcome. Postmortems still happen. Slides still get written. Lessons still get listed. But without ownership, no decision can be examined. No judgment can be improved. And no one corrects the course. Failures that feel inevitable in hindsight. Listen, most failures in the AI era won't look like mistakes. They'll look like decisions no one remembers making. And that's not a technology problem. That's a leadership one. By 2030, the question won't be, what can AI do? It will be what you refused to hand over. The things AI should never be expected or allowed to take over. Judgment, moral courage, interpretation, accountability, presence. Those aren't technical skills. They're human responsibilities. And leadership still belongs to us. If this resonates, hit the like button and subscribe. This channel is about thinking clearly and leading well in uncertainty. See you next time.